G'day! Today we are continuing on trying to keep Ashcan alive for this one. So, having a look at what I have in my hospital, sick bay says that it's sort of outside of a medical room. So I think that basically what I need is triage cot. So, gonna need this built incredibly fast. Um, I possibly could load a save slightly earlier than the one that we've got here. I don't know if that would be considered cheating, but let's go as fast as we can getting that built. I don't know if I've picked the best thing to make that with, but I feel like fossils around a lot. Become an Ashcan. Problem 2 is that only one person can go in there and get him. If I pick the dud. I think, well, what I can do, actually, is I can say copy. I could say I can make 3. Really, just picking, like, whatever I think I've got lots of. We could say do an obsidian one and a granite one. We could kick all 3 into emergency priority. And see whichever one people come helping for first. Hey, Rowan's got something there. Let's see that those ones are... Duplicant have died. So, let's have a quick look at this. If we... Do we just play it as we lied, or do I just go load? I've only got that one. I thought I would have had an auto... The auto saves would have kicked in. Oh no, there's 10 auto saves. Right, so if we go... That was my newest save. So 6 minutes before that, if we say load this guy... I feel like he died. He dropped off the end of that pretty quick. From where we had him. Let's have a look at where we've got here. So I feel like I did foolishly just sit there watching him die for the last few minutes of the previous one. Question is, where are we at this stage? He's not even gone in at this point. Well, I think we'll play it that we won't let him die needlessly. That's a cop-out, I know, but I like Ashcan. And what we'll do is we will build a granite base, and what we'll also do is we will ask for that to be mopped up. The interesting thing, and the reason that I think that I let scalding happen and didn't think that much of it, is because the previous time that I had someone getting scalded, they ran all the way into the... Mate, get out of the... Yeah. They ran all the way into the... There he is. Like, it's history repeating itself here. Ashcan, get out of there, mate. Like, they went completely underwater in the... in the oil at the bottom of the map down near the lava. So, like, because that happened, I thought, oh, well, it mustn't be too dangerous. These guys are definitely playing fast and loose with this. But alright. It's a cop-out. We've got a bed now, though. Ashcan's. There we go. He didn't come out too great from it anyway. Dr. Rowan's helping him out. A cheap little do over there. I'll take it. Okay. So, the other thing that we were looking at was trying to build another coal generator. The room temperature there has sort of gone down a little bit. It was this section here that we wanted to now dig out. Let's dig out that. It seems to have lost sound there, and it's now just playing on repeat. It's annoying, but it should correct itself, I imagine. Usually does. Okay. So, other things that we were looking at. So, it was also suggested that what we could do to search was to zoom out, but instead of, but use the material search rather than, so what did we do? Alt Shift, was it? And it was looking for obsidian. It's clumps of obsidian are sometimes what hides something. So what's that there? It's coal. We know what obsidian looks like. Sound is annoying, but I think it generally plays louder for me than it does for you. There we go. Algae. Chlorine. So we just want... Why is it a metal? Obsidian count as... Huge chunks of iron ore up there that we could go and harvest. Huge chunk there too. Down the bottom. Minerals, fossil, obsidian. I saw some obsidian there. The grey? No, the black. Like that. Okay, so where we're saying that... sorry, I can only keep zooming in because it doesn't like me zooming out. So we can sort of see that anywhere there's a huge chunk of black, where there's possibly something. Vacuum down there. I don't imagine that that obsidian is gonna have much of anything in it. We've got some there, but you can see we've already started digging up something there. We've got, is that some there? Granite. Granite, granite. It seems to stand out as another chunk. Thank you for the suggestion. Obviously it does, sort of like they do have that surrounding of granite. Obsidian rather. But we do not have them there. We are done. We are out of luck. No gold for us. 68. Well, that's gotten much further down. I mean, it's pretty close to that area too. So, let's change my vote. We set it up. I reckon that guy can now operate down there. Thank you for cleaning that up. Scolded yourself for the last time. You are looking pretty rough. There are nails. You need that bed more than Ashcan does at this point. Alright, how are we doing with water? Is that slowly getting a little bit higher? Like I said, I think that once this guy empties out, that's going to struggle a bit more too. More water's going to get pulled from the top down. Let's mop those liquid spills. Let's have a quick check as well what was happening at the top with the rocket. You can see that's pretty close to full. Is full there. So that's at 900. That one at Bunchy Bunch. So let's have a look at the star map. So he's all the way down here. And rocket lifts, this guy has gotten to here. Weight penalty on his total thrust, which is sort of limiting him from... Let's set him for there. We then need to get Meep in here. Then want to get that last bit of digging done there. And we can say to sweep that too, if anyone's inclined. There's a fair bit of stuff up there. Occasionally getting hit by iron up there, which is a nice little addition to what we're getting. I do think as well what we should do is build straight across here. I think I was looking at doing that before, but I think even whether or not we build anything fancy, I think it's worth allowing these guys to cut through there to get across to this guy. So we did cut that off from accessible, didn't we? Yes, I think we pulled that up. Alright, that's all gone from up there. So what we can do is we can say, again, as always, I can never remember what turns what. So we can just say, click that guy. Meep getting there? Have any eyes on Meep? Did I not connect those all the way along? Oh, there he goes. That's fine. So we want disable repair on that. That's meant to stay broken. Yes. So the other thing... Oh, no, it is opening. Incredibly slowly. Because it doesn't have power. That's interesting, that it's a functionality that it'll still maintain without power. Was he having to crank it? Him with his light wounds too. It seems like Ashken isn't the only one that needs to get a bit of a laydown. I could see Nails has been assigned to it. It was... Offlet eggs. I don't really want sandstone, but I don't think I want guys that are dropping lumps of slime everywhere. One up here is still looking packed. This one down here is still leaving something to be desired. If I go to the calorie generation, show me what the food... The extra electrolyzers are definitely doing the oxygen's heavy lifting there. Tiniest little bit from the deodorizers. Petroleum generators are definitely the big lifters there, and we do have the third one going now, so hopefully that means that these guys will stay a bit more consistently moving. Now I realize that this guy is still waiting for Stinky's... Not quite sure what he's currently doing, if he's the one that's on duty cranking that or what. Destination set. I thought we set our destination. Go to the star map. Too far for this rocket. What changed? Got a weight penalty? They put more oxidizer in there and it got too heavy? Alright, let's drop it down to that guy. That one. Launch mission. Do I need... I think I need that other switch, don't I? It's 1, 2... Cross, and copy that guy. You okay, buddy? Like you suddenly realize you're afraid of heights or something. Just waiting for that train to... Give me eyes on Meep. Meep actually in the rocket? Have I got 18 people? Yes, the Meep's in the rocket. Yeah, it's gone. It's the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, that's really flattening out now. Be nice to somehow get this over that way too. All three of these guys. A lot more polluted water that we're getting that's just perfectly suit that guy. Oh, we haven't continued our tradition of mopping up this spill. Alright, so have a look at other comments that were made on this one. A more efficient aqua tuner setup. Use Atmos sensors next to the gas pumps to turn the power off so that when the gas pressure is too low. Suggestion. I mean, if they're in zero, if they create a vacuum for themselves, they just stop pumping altogether, right? Like, he's currently generating? And at 21 cycles. So another one we got is right. Okay, so with the fuel tanks on the rocket, where I was getting up to about 2,700 kilograms for the oxidizer tank, I could have 3 liquid fuel tanks to allow that guy to travel further. So when he comes back, we'll rebuild him with more tanks. Disable the Oxalite refinery when I have 900 kilograms for my rocket. No point in wasting gold and stuff beyond that. That's a good point. So let's just disable that guy for now. I mean, we don't have that much. We've got 66 kilos. There. So just a lot of pumps as well. Probably can do an audit of my my map just to see if I've got too many pumps about or. Does seem like these 3 generate a fair bit. There's no way to sort of have them get liquid up here. That's a bit of a bummer. Okay. So, another one that was brought up was the way that I'm operating these. Where are we looking at? Suits missing from docks. Checkpoint buildings have a clearance logo toggle between them. So is that this guy? Clearance. Vacancy only and always. Alright, okay. So, from the sounds of that, it sounds like I want them on vacancy, and it's that if there's no vacancies, they'll drop them on the floor. If there isn't a vacancy, then they have to go to another one. But it doesn't seem like that's happening. I think I might just have fewer suits than available space at the moment. And so they just sort of shift them around to different ones if I make orders. Sorry, and we'll disable that building. We'll also disable disinfect. Don't need people running all the way up to clean those. Same goes for this guy. Disable auto repair, sorry, was the other thing I wanted to do with those. Alright, and how are we doing as well for research? Finished one side of that, almost. Alright, so hopefully we're going to start to move a little bit quicker with these guys. Now that we've got 2 rockets on the go. 24 degrees, that polluted water pumping through there. Sounds about right. It's 33 or so, 36 by the time it's getting towards the end. That, I think, space this one episode, you can see the water levels getting higher there. It doesn't seem to be as flooded as it once was either. But one thing that is going on with this is that this guy down here is pumping up and using that vent there, so he can quite easily like get stopped. Basically, this is the level water that we want to hold on to, and that if it goes above that, that's when that one should sort of stop because it gets completely jammed. Alright, how are our rockets doing? No idea how long a rocket goes away for. Also, I thought that possibly... I was going to say I thought that putting the gantries here was going to reduce their chance of being destroyed, but I realized I didn't even bother retracting them this time. Sort of accepted that they'll just get destroyed. Suggestion a while back saying if you just let them get destroyed, they still function, they just don't retract. So they still do their job, it's just that you won't waste steel trying to rebuild them. Well and truly a buried doorway there. Let's anyone who feels inspired, feel free to dig that out. Do we still have stuff on the star map to explore? I assume we do. Or if we actually got everything. Not at all. Lovely. Alright, apart from those, colony summary. Yeah, average power produced. See that our humble beginnings, we are definitely going wide with that. Now calories generated also fluctuating massively. Oxygen produced, oxygen consumed. It's held obviously once we got enough people, and I assume that possibly dips down every time that Meep just spends time sitting inside a rocket. Not wasting any power wattage. There's our duplicates. You can see basically similar to that as Meep out. And people are getting a bit more casual with their work. More domesticated critters. Wild critters dipped. So badly want to get to those all those things in the research tree. Feels like that's, I wouldn't call it low hanging fruit, but that's the close one. What's the temperature in here going? 71, 72. It has definitely pushed itself a bit back up again. I mean, it is. That's still in place there. Actually, let's get rid of that. That certainly won't be helping. You've gone to all this effort to insulate everything, and then just got this one like absolute mesh tile, just letting everything through. I'd say these guys are generating at least enough gas that we can have one of these. Seems to be satisfied enough to work. Another mop up. Steam is just the most gradual cooling thing. Really sitting around waiting for rockets to arrive at the moment. Cool slush geyser. Minus 13 degrees. So what do we want to do with our cool slush? If we just let him drop straight down into this path here. Okay, so if we take this ladder, sort of on the right path. Okay, so if we went this ladder here and dug it straight up to there, then across. So dig out those 4. And then we said dig out copy them across too. You want to give that the luxury of being able to... Nah, it's going to come a bit further this way, I think. So we don't want to get salt water in it. So if we just went ladder down here and went dig, 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 dig. And we got this guy to sort of hop across to go straight up there. Dig all of that. Then on this side we go that. And we can cut that corner off there and let them run the other way. Yeah, we'll take some ice. Put this guy back. Omari. Data bank there. That we just dropped that from the art search. What a wristwatch. Wristwatch is that? The water coming off. Condensation, something here. Just steam in the background there. Oh, good to see Ellie's not giving up with the old digging game. Sandstone a good idea for all this? Oh. 100,000 of it. It's not like it's a short order. Down there, hit that, splits that way, goes down there. Pulls down this water here. So we can speed up the process on this one. There's nothing really eventful going on. We aren't dealing in details at the moment, we're dealing in broad strokes. Did someone pee themselves when they came back, or what happened? And if they did, they really needed to go. The idea too of what's happening here, where I mean, you can see that's under. It occasionally hits pressure when it's under that much water. It's basically the idea here too. These two liquid vents would both be under pressure. Hopefully, by the time this is up there, no one has to get over here. The bed here is assigned to someone getting in the door there, so we might still get wet feet because I'd have to splash down into this section, but. Definitely a problem we're okay with having if we have more water than we normally do. But like I said, this thing down here is looking pretty empty. And once that runs out of water in this section, then we're not going to have water running through that. Which means that then the drinking water will take over the priority of going down here and operating in the electrolyzers. So the second that does run out, then we're going to have more water on demand. Luckily, a lot of these guys do continually sort of just push a little bit of polluted water in there. And you can see that that reservoir does at least is full. So there's a tiny backup there, but not a lot. Not enough. I wonder if I assume that he went further away, so... now I have a problem that I can't close this bunker door. While the other guy's out. There's an extra suit there. And there's one that can be put there, so I don't know why anyone would have put one on the ground when at least one spot where we were asking for one to get placed. Entombed. Who's entombed? Oh, the rocket. I love that this massive rocket is being destroyed by that one tiny little thing. Again, do you think I'd ever remember which one's which? Never. Let's at least briefly try and close the gate, the doors to get that sorted. Put the order in to get that one dug up too. Has it stopped? Maybe it stopped. It was that one, right? Alright, well I guess we're still waiting for that second rocket to come back. We've got a bit more just sort of coal generation coming in terms of helping us survive when we don't have our natural gas generator going. I realize that these guys operate off a smart battery system so that they're not used if these batteries are full in an attempt to reduce the amount of sort of just constantly having them tick. I wonder if possibly that's a similar thing that we should do for these guys. Actually, I think those two guys do, actually. This guy's just set on go forever, and he's reaching overheating again. Those two guys do also operate off smart battery, so maybe I do need to build him a smart battery to stop him from just cooking forever. So, is there any space up here that we could put a smart battery? I suppose if I just went like that, one put him there, and automation. Down, they'll be able to reach that, won't they? Yeah. Cross, bridge. Alright, well, we will call it there for today. I'll just double check one more time to make sure that guy's arrived. I mean, I guess technically we saved Ashken by traveling back in time and building the seemingly one thing that I hadn't built from the medical facility, deeming my medical facility even more useless than I thought it was. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Even just on, here's one for you. What should I be focusing on next? Currently, I'm just going for that space travel and trying to get that that rocket out further. But yeah, what else should we be looking at? Any questions or comments? Yeah, below. Next time, catch ya. See ya.